Alright, hey, hi, hello. How's it going, guys? My name is ZetaRayZod, and welcome back to more of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Now, before I begin, be sure to like, subscribe, and get that bell on so you stay up to date in all my latest videos. So, last we left off, we had just... Gina had just allowed us to represent her in court. It's mainly because she heard that Sholmes was shot and she kind of wants to help us find whoever shot him. And we've been looking around a little bit. We've mainly kind of just been messing around a lot more with the stereoscope, like, you know, the cross-eyed and all that stuff. So now I'm just going to move on to the storeroom. Oops, my mouse is in the way. Sorry. Alright, storeroom, where the magic happened. Death. There he is. 16th April. Storeroom. Alright. Poor Iris. She's climbed up completely.
Iris is bound to find this difficult. After all, Mr. Weenieback's life was taken in this very room only last night.
Ah! Yes? Wait, Inspector! What is it now, Sunshine? You took one look at me and tried to run away. You think a Scotland Yard Inspector would run away from some jumped up little defense lawyer, do you? I think so. Well... I've never seen a ladyship looking like that before, is the thing. I didn't know what to say to her. So you weren't running away from me, you're running away from a 10-year-old.
I'm afraid this is all a little much for young Iris. Some gentle reassurance might go a long way, perhaps, Inspector.
Eh? What are you gonna say? Don't trouble yourself unduly, your ladyship. I mean, at least you're not dead, are you? At least you're not dead, are you? Yeah, I don't think that went very well. Why? At least you're not dead. Look, I'm in the middle of an investigation here, Sunshine, and I told you not to get out of my feet.
And we have investigating to do ourselves.
Yeah. I'd like to hear more of what the socially inept inspector has to say. Oh, Hurley. Inquire into how Mr. Sholmes' operation's going. Alright, move, buddy. I want to examine the scene first. Look at all these articles that have been deposited. The room is stuffed full of them. There's paintings and stuff.
I can't believe how many there are. A bicycle, a gramophone, musical instruments, even some enormous paintings. Look.
Pieces of different people's lives, quietly gathering dust in here together. There's something very peaceful about the atmosphere in here. Or at least there would be, if not for the chalk outline on the floor and the policeman shuffling around. Not much I could do about that, Sunshine. Right, well. There's keys here. Can I look at the keys? I've looked at all this. Ooh. This is open. Out of all the articles in the storeroom, this is the only thing that shows any sign of being ransacked. Ah, oh wait. Is that the chest that Sholmes left behind? What is it, Iris?
That's the box file that my manuscript is being kept in.
Oh. Iris's unpublished story, Count of the Baskervilles. Surely that's not what all this... Sorry, Iris, but if you ask me, he sold it without telling you. Oh, did he?
You must check inside the box at once.
I feel like she just wants to read it.
Yes.
It's empty? It's empty. Ah.
It was there. Iris' story was there.
Really? It was? Well, that's good news, isn't it, Iris?
Yeah. I mean, of course I believe Hurley when he said he deposited it here, but still. It's a relief to actually see it.
Really? Guess that's not a very well hidden frown. Iris's manuscript has been entered into the court record. Let's have a look. pawnbroker's ticket. I'm assuming we're gonna have to turn this around as well. There. This is the ticket that Gina brought in here yesterday.
Yeah, having been entrusted to her by Mr. McGilda 2 months earlier. Article deposited on gentleman's overcoat.
And the other redemption ticket was in the pocket of that guy.
Yeah, for a small box. Deposited 2 days before the omnibus incident.
Could that have anything to do with all this? Hauser Baskerville, Iris Wilson. Wilson! Wait, I saw something I could... Is it here? Ah. Calendar of the Baskervilles. How does the Sata-san know the exact title of this unpublished story? How did you know? I'm supposed to just have to wait until she's ready to explain it to me.
I'm so sorry.
Alright, well. That's everything. I guess all the junk was covered in one click. So let's look at the gun. This is a revolver. A real one.
And quite possibly the murder weapon. It used to take Mr. Winniebank's life. What's the matter, Susie? You and Rudo look like you're about to faint. Well, it's just that I've rarely seen a gun in the flesh.
I've had issues with guns in the past. Yeah, that's true, his first case. But anyway, we saw Mr. Winniebank with this yesterday, didn't we? I shall have to take my own life. Oh, interesting, that's his gun. Ooh, okay. Important thing to note, to those who have forgotten, he did mention that his gun only has 1 bullet. So, we saw the bullet, that was a bullet lodged in the calendar. I'm not sure if that's the same one. Or if that's the one that shot Mr. Winniebank or not, but we'll see. Must be the same gun. Last night, when I looked through the spy hole in the door to the storeroom here, that was the same gun I saw in Gina's hand. Yeah, he only had 1 bullet, I remember, to shoot himself. Not anybody else, just to shoot himself.
Mr. Winniebank told us that he only ever had a single bullet loaded in his revolver, didn't he?
Yep, there you go. Important information.
Well, it's empty now. One and only bullet he had in his gun has been fired.
So we can be fairly certain that only a single shot was fired from this revolver. Okay, if we can find the bullet hole and the bullet for this, then we can kind of clear Gina. Please have marked the position of the body with chalk line.
Poor Mr. Winniebank. He was a nice old man.
Well, he was shot just once through the heart. Most likely the fellow died instantly. Who would have felt a thing? That's not possible. Is it? Because I remember when I came in with Sholmes, there was already... The blood with the calendar was already... The calendar already had blood and the bullet in it. So if he died instantly, he wouldn't... And he was shot with that bullet from the calendar, he would not be dead in the storeroom. He would have been dead in the shop. Yeah, this must be his blood then. Oh, spray it. Spray it, spray it. If it's green... If it's green at the calendar, that's his blood.
I don't like to ask at such a wretched time, Iris, but I wonder perhaps... Don't worry, Susie. I'm ready for action.
Blue. His blood is blue.
So now we know the color of the chemical turns when it reacts to Mr. Winniebank's blood.
So someone else was shot.
And it doesn't match our analysis of the bloodstain found in the main shop. No, but let's add this sample to the others we've already collected anyway.
Blood sample, blah 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 blah. Go, can I look at that? Is it like its own thing? Ah. His name was Pop Winniebank. So who's this rando that got shot? Can't be Sholmes, because I remember distinctly seeing that when we came in, not after he was shot. Iris?
Don't worry, I'm alright.
But we must find the true culprit.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I think we've searched everything in here. talk to him. So, Inspector, what do you make of the crime scene here? Pshaw, you got eyes, haven't you? Use them. It is what it looks like. Nothing more, nothing less. Iris, could you lend me a hand?
So, Gregson, what do you make of the crime scene here?
Oh yes, your ladyship, do allow me to humbly explain. Last night at shortly after the hour 1 o'clock in the morning, Scotland Yard police attended the scene. The one and only door to the storeroom was found locked from the inside. So it was locked from the inside.
The lock appears to be broken now, though. Was that the police officers doing?
Quite right, ma'am, quite right. We took the liberty of smashing the door in as humbly as possible.
Oh.
As you can see, the victim is discovered prostrate on the floor, thus wise. And next to the aforementioned body, we discovered the vile gutter child.
What are you talking about, Ginny? She's my friend, you know, Inspector.
Miss Lestrade, the hapless girl, is curled up on the floor, dead to the world. She's still alive, you know. Yeah, when I saw her, she appeared to be unconscious. And I'm afraid to say she had the gun that was used in her hand.
No.
Presumably, it's the gun that's still down there on the floor now. In her pocket, we found the key to the door as well. What? The key to this storeroom?
And you say the storeroom has been locked from the inside, Inspector?
Correct. All of which leaves her ladyship's friend. It's something of a sticky situation, I'm afraid. I don't think so. He was shot from the back. Because what Naruhodo did was the door was locked, but he opened a little slit, you know, to look inside. Quite possibly that's how the gunman shot Mr. Windbag. Obviously, my personal opinion is that it's all some sort of misunderstanding. Of course it is, Inspector. Of course it is.
Gregson, do you know anything about Hurley? Is the operation finished? Is Hurley alright? Is he...
The thing is,
Don't mince your words, Inspector, please!
he's dead. No, he's not dead.
You don't mean to say that Mr. Sholmes is...
No, the operation's done and dusted. It's just that, well...
Out with it!
He's this auto takedown. Yes, ma'am. They use something called a general anesthetic. It's the latest thing. Renders the whole body insensitive. The whole body anesthetized? Is that even possible? It means the operation can be completed while the patient is fast asleep.
Goodness, the Empire of Japan who could just manage to provide laughing gas for a tooth extraction.
The trouble is, the latest thing isn't always the greatest thing, if you follow my meaning. They couldn't get the medication to work at first, so they took hours for him to nod off. Or so I hear. And now that the op's finished, they can't get him to wake up, apparently.
Oh man.
Holy shit. No one knows if the anesthetic's still in the system or if the bloke's just plain exhausted. But anyway, all they can do is stand back and watch until he comes around again. Hurley. The moment he opens his eyes, your ladyship, I swear I shall get word to you. What a surprise. Even in matters of life and death, Mr. Sholmes has to do things his way. And I did it my way. I think we're done. If you let your concentration slip, right, that's what I say. That's all of it. Yeah, that's all of it. Anything else to examine? Just one quick look around again, just making sure. Alright. Cool. I guess we'll move back outside. Okay, I already spoken to her. Let's just go here. He's not in his bed. I don't know where else to go. Prison? Yeah, prison. Cell 13. Gina doesn't appear to be here.
I believe she must be questioning at the moment.
Without a lawyer present, that's not right.
Oh, but wait a minute.
What is it, Iris?
Well, if you examine the scene here carefully, there's another possibility, isn't there? Genie could have slipped the key from the jailer when he wasn't looking and escaped. Oh my.
Why would she do something like that? It'll only make her situation worse.
Calm down, Runo. I was only joking, of course.
Oh, were you? Ugh, you had me worried there. Thought it was a great deduction.
Yeah, must be your way with words, Iris. You're so wonderfully persuasive. Perhaps you don't fully understand the weight your words carry. Oh dear. I'm sorry. I suppose a light-hearted great detective is a contradiction in terms.
Well, in the same situation, I'm sure Mr. Sholmes would have just have thrown his head back and guffawed. Yeah, he would have.
I'm not entirely sure that's helpful, Miss Naruto.
Well, anyway, it looks like we won't be able to talk to Gina for a while. We should try to make progress with our investigation in the meantime.
Yes, come along then, Runo. Come along, Susie.
But I've looked at everything. Right? Yeah. Unless it's something I haven't seen here yet. Yeah, I want to look at the cameras, but they don't give me the option. I think I've looked at everything. Yeah, I've looked at everything. Maybe there's something in the storeroom I still haven't found yet. Well, I do know that that box that they were talking about is still missing. This one. One small box. I don't know what that one is. Converse and examine. There has to be something I'm still missing. Because we haven't progressed yet. I don't get it. Kind of seems like I've cleared everything. What? Start presenting with the manuscript? Present. Is that what I think it is? Your ladyship's latest?
Yes, my latest story. It's called The Hound of the Baskervilles.
Most fascinating title, your ladyship. Fascinating. And I don't suppose. Would there be any mention of my humble self in this tale this time? Good question. I can't really remember. I see. Well, why wouldn't you, your ladyship? I'll just await its publication with eager anticipation. You needn't worry, Inspector. I'm sure if you do appear, you'll be doing anything particularly remarkable. You're looking to be arrested, Sunshine? I mean it like that. And even if I did, you wouldn't have bitten her ladyship's head off, would you? I don't know. So this is the second of the two photographic prints of the cat, and it really does look like Wagai. It's exactly the same as the first photograph at first glance. I suppose that's what's so compelling. Actually, now we have both pictures. You could have another go at viewing them as a stereoscopic image. So I need to cross my eyes and try to get the two cats submerged in the middle as one. Such a hard thing to do. Whoever thought of this in the first place must have spent a long time staring. I don't know. What else could I be missing? Inspector Gregson, could you give me your opinion about this, do you think? We don't tend to share, Sunshine, not the general public. Ugh.
In that case, Gregson, how about some herbal tea?
Glug glug. He doesn't have a chin, huh? Not really. Lovely. It's a very much. That really hit the spot, your ladyship. You don't mind sharing that then? I don't know what else I'm supposed to be doing. Nope. He's not here. Prison, nobody's there. Legal consultancy, should I go back here? Nope. Baker Street? There's still a Scotland Yard carriage outside Winniebank's. I never imagined we'd be investigating a case so close to home. Poor Irish is very upset by all this. I'm sorry. I was there. I should have done more. None of this is your fault, you know. So please, don't apologize. But it's the criminals who are to blame for all this. So let's investigate and work out how to catch them. Yeah, you're right. Dude, I wanna... They're not giving me the option to look at the cameras. I wanna look at the cameras. Alright. How do I present this to her? Oh, my manuscript. Mr. Sholmes said he deposited at Winniebank's and he had. But it's so strange. What is it about this particular story? Worked so hard on it. Why would Hurley say I can't publish it? I'm afraid I have no idea. All you can do is wait until he's ready to tell you, I suppose. Oh, maybe it's because Hurley isn't in it enough. Maybe we didn't give him enough good lines. Yeah, maybe. I could say that definitely isn't the reason, but I can't. Dude, I have no freaking idea. At one point when I was looking here or something, I could see the camera, but what was I looking at? Is there anything else I'm missing? Come on. I don't know. Let me see the camera. I've spoken to everybody already, haven't I? Yeah. I don't know what else, what more I'm supposed to be doing. Mr. Winniebank, da. Don't know. It's gotta be this, isn't it? Because I looked at it, but it still says white cat photograph. Oh, wait. Am I supposed to press the blood? It's Naruhodo. I don't know if you noticed, but there's something rather troubling here. Oh, wait, I think it's blood. I have noticed. A red smear, you mean? Yeah, it looks like blood, doesn't it? What if something that picked up on that? Well, in that case... Yes, we need Iris. Let me show this to her before we forget. Ah, there we go. Damn. Scratching my head. There you go, peepees. Because I was wondering, like, why... You know, it says pawnbroker's ticket for the other one, but not this one, so... Okay, wait, she's here. Present. Oh, we're gonna find out whose blood this is. Oh, that looks like blood. Shoot it with your gun. I would say it's from a gloved finger. Almost certainly a glove made of leather. How do you know that? Well, don't worry, Runo. You can leave the rest to me. It's purple. It's someone else's blood. What the heck? Look at that. Yeah, that's a color we haven't seen before, isn't it? Simply must add it to the portfolio of blood samples. Could be an important clue. Although, it would be nice to find out whose blood these different colors correspond to at some point. Well, this particular stain of blood... Oh, you've had an idea, haven't you? Do you know whose blood this is? This was in the coat. This was in the box. I don't. I don't. I don't think I do. How could I? We don't have a known sample the same color. Without that, it's impossible to know.
Oh, how very vexing. I wonder.
What?
Well, it's true that the color doesn't help us, but what about considering how the mark came to be there in the first place? You might have an idea about that.
Why didn't you, Reno? Not if you keep staring at me like that now.
Let's try that again, shall we?
I guess you're supposed to know. Okay. Yeah, sure. It's after like getting egged on, like, you know it, you do. I have an idea whose blood it is. I have no clue. Not from the color it turned, but with a little deduction.
That's right. I think it's clear. Iris, you know as well?
You first, Reno. Who do you think it belongs to? Alright, I believe that this is the blood of... Magnus killed it. No. Ooh, that's tough. Is it thrice fired? Gina. I think it's thrice fired. Thrice fired Mason. Mason?
You don't sound very sure of yourself. The way you trail off there.
Thrice fired Mason. Well, it was 2 months ago. Now that case. And of course I never met the victim, so I'm struggling to remember his name. He was definitely thrice fired though.
The victim of the omnibus case? Yes, his name was indeed Mr. Thrice-Fired Mason. But that would mean that this bloodstain was left on the ticket 2 months ago.
Yeah, I think it was. Gina brought this ticket here to Winniebank's yesterday. I'm suggesting that the bloodstain was already on it at that time.
So it's a smear of blood for the time that Mr. Mason was killed 2 months ago. Something else is coming back to me now. Mr. McGilded was also wearing leather gloves that night.
He was.
Now I ask you, what good-hearted soul wouldn't rush to help a fella bleeding from his stomach?
I wasn't able to start worrying about new gloves now, was I? I reached out to give the man a hand. You remember he was wearing leather gloves too. Certainly does look like a leather glove thumbprint, this mark. How can you tell? But we know that Mr. McGilded had no injuries at the time anywhere on his body. From which we can conclude that any blood on the glove belonged to the victim, Mr. Mason.
Mr. Nanaman, you sound just like Mr. Sholmes.
Minus the quirky slip-ups, I hope.
Yes, I think you're right, Reno.
Imagine, like, after all that long monologue, she's like, no.
Very well, let's make a note of this.
Alright. Nice. Now what? Blood analysis, updated, okay. We're still not done. What? What more have I not done yet? Any blood in this one? So we used the back of this photograph to write out the Dutch ticket. Paper. I think we already had this conversation. I just want to see if like they'll talk about the box, because we didn't see the box. Anything else in the manuscript? Nothing. What else am I supposed to be looking for? I don't know. I don't know. Is Gina back? No. Is Sholmes back? No. What the frick? I don't know. I thought that was it. Concentration. We might miss what people say. I don't freaking know. I don't freaking know. Can we just like, let's just present stuff to him and see what happens. Can I like just just show him stuff? Oh, present. I'll give the not representation papers. Blood sample, he didn't say anything. Manuscript, we talked about it. How about the pawnbroker's ticket? Inspector Gregson, could you give me your opinion about that? Okay. There's blood on it, though. The other one. Inspector. Oh! What do you make of this? Ah, what have we here then? A redemption ticket for an article deposited here, is it? Looks like someone ran out of the office dictionary and wrote the ticket on whatever papers to hand. Yes, this is the ticket for McGilder's overcoat. The one that little diver turned up with yesterday. No, it isn't. No, this is the one in the box. Oh, actually, no, it's not. Really? Think you know better than me, do you? No, I didn't mean to, Bruno's right, Gregson. It isn't the same ticket. Of course it isn't, and if doubted you, your ladyship. So what's all this about then, if I may be so bold as to ask? This is a second ticket. A second one? Seems that Mr. McGilder, in fact, had another article in storage at Winniebank's. So I just want to point out this is complete luck. I would have just kept wandering, but I just want to show him my shit. Is that right?
I think we need to discuss this further with the inspector, Miss Navigator.
Oh, good. Because he's ever so easy to talk to. Ah. Please, BDN. I don't know what else to look for. This ticket was in one of the pockets of Mr. McGilder's overcoat. Huh? You mean to tell me? Yeah. There's more than just the music box this, it seems. Should have insisted on the lad taking it back to the yard and examine it properly.
Well, according to the details on his ticket, Mr. McGilder deposited another article here in Mr. Winniebank.
Yeah, I can see it right in here. Small box, was it?
Do you have any idea where it is, Gregson? Any idea at all? It's another article belonging to Mr. McGilder. Could be an important clue.
Well, yes, I suppose it could be. Please stop looking at me with those big turquoise eyes, all full of hope and expectation. It's too much pressure. I'll lose me marbles, I will. I'll go barking. This is no time for dog impressions, Inspector. It's enough sauce from you, Sunshine. There is one thing that springs to mind. According to this ticket, the redemption deadline's already passed, hasn't it? Oh yes, of course. Articles are only held for 2 months.
So this small box would no longer be in here then.
That's right. It's been forfeited.
Which means it could be on the shelves in the front of the shop, where the forfeited items are offered for sale.
Yeah, the shelves in the front. You must search them at once. You're wasting your time. Oh, there are dozens of little boxes out there. Hundreds even. You can't possibly know which one might have been McGilder's. That's information not written in the ledger. Ugh.
Well, I think we should at least have a look, just in case.
Of course, your ladyship, of course. Very sensible of you, I'm sure. This is getting old. Well, at least now we're... Oh, dong. Oh, great. That means the story's progressing.
Ah! He jumped out of my skin there. How could Missy Winniebank set such a wicked trap?
Don't be set out to scare anyone.
Is that really the time? I think perhaps we should pay Gina another visit soon.
Oh?
Her trial is tomorrow. We must establish whether or not you'll be defending her. I think we should ask her one more time. She may have changed her mind.
Don't you remember, Reno?
You told her she could rip up the representation papers if she didn't want you to be her lawyer.
Really? Did I say that?
Yes, you did. The deadline for submitting the paperwork is fast approaching.
Well, in that case, we'd better hurry up back to the prison and talk to Gina again. But first, let's examine again. Boxes. Let me look for the boxes.
Yeah, this is where all the items that have been forfeited by their original owners are offered for sale. That's right, they've all got little price labels on them. There's so many. I wonder if the small box this ticket is for is still on the shelf somewhere.
The box that Matilda deposited here just over 2 months ago.
Even if it were, finding it promises to be very troublesome indeed. There are so many boxes. It could be any one of them.
Mr. Sholmes said that pawnbrokers was the safest place to store anything. More secure than a bank's vault. So perhaps a small box of McGill that contains something of very great value.
Well, if that's the case, he's probably have kept it locked.
So then we need to find every box that will lock and break them all open.
Hiya!
Oh, what?
That sort of misconduct would get you arrested. I won't let that happen.
Ah, this takes me back. It's been some time since the South Side last drew me. It's no longer pain, it's just bliss. Well, I guess we're not gonna look for the box, so let's go look for Gina. Jeez. 16th April. Local prison, cell 13. Ah, Gina, good. You're back. Oh, silent as always.
Police must have finished questioning her then. Oh, how was it, Jeannie? Was it awful?
Yeah? Oh, that didn't bother me. Thank you for the papers you signed before. It meant we were able to investigate at Winniebags.
Oh, right.
Are you gonna tear it up?
Don't you want to know how we got on? You've been ever so busy.
What's the point in asking? Won't change what everyone's saying. That I did it.
That's not...
Gina, we came to ask for your final decision. Huh? What decision? About tomorrow's trial. Will you let me defend you or not?
I must submit the paperwork now if you'd like Mrs. Naruhodo to represent you.
Right, I see. She's really lost her fight all of a sudden. But I know what that feels like. The worry is just so hard to bear. What we've uncovered, let's tell her. Anybody gonna start first? Oh, alright man. Blimey, get out of this with the maze, Iris. So come on then, fill us in. Who done it? Well, unfortunately we don't know that yet. You don't say.
We don't know yet, Gina. But Miss Naruhodo and all of us know that you are innocent of this crime.
And while we haven't yet managed to work out who the real culprit is, there are a number of interesting facts that we've managed to establish. Oh yeah? Like what? Well, for example, the reason for you being there in the first place. I think I know why you broke into Winniebags that night. It looks like I'm gonna have to take some evidence that clearly reveals the reason. And thrust it in Gina's face. Or I could present it to her calmly, I suppose. Like throw the manuscript in her face like this thick ass thing. Oops. No, sorry, it's not. Present. Take that! We found this in Mr. Winbag's storeroom. The manuscript of Iris's latest story. Oh, right. Well, that's good then. Curiously, the storeroom at Windybank showed no sign of being ransacked for items of value or the like. With one exception. The box file that housed this manuscript. It was you, wasn't it, Gina, who broke open the box containing this manuscript last night? You were determined to find out whether or not the Hound of the Baskervilles was really there. That's the real reason you broke into the storeroom last night, isn't it? Ah! Why don't you tell us what happened? Please. Representation court.
We already have the representation papers and other documents we need.
All we have to do is hand them to the court clerk. Oh, that is, if you'll allow me to represent you in court tomorrow? Nah, don't bother.
Chitty.
Whip them up and chuck them, would you? They represent them representation papers or whatever they're called. You sound like fancy enough to have a bin. So, what will you do in court tomorrow? I'll be fine on my own.
I don't think you will be.
Look, that don't matter. What's gonna happen is gonna happen. This is one stubborn pickpocket. Alright, yeah. Let's basket rails the story. That's the latest Sean's adventure, right? But it ain't been printed yet. So I figured it's gotta be worth a fair few pieces of silver, right?
Oh yes, at least 5,000 pounds. What?
So you intended to sell Iris's manuscript, did you?
No, Ginny, how could you?
Oh, wait, no, hang on. Of course I would have gonna sell it. All I wanted to do was find out if the mantle script, or whatever you call it, really was there or not. That's the only reason I was in the place. For Iris.
Oh, for Iris' sake, is that right?
Yeah. We knew why you'd done it from the start, Gina. Of course we did. But
I knew you wouldn't do anything mean like that, Ginny. I just knew it.
well, when I saw the manuscript in the storeroom, it reminded me of what you said that night before. Grown-ups are a lot worse than that, believe me. Barefaced liars, a lot of them. You just ain't realised it yet. I'm telling you, that mantle script ain't at Windybanks. You'd soon see it if you had a look.
If I'm honest, I've wondered if Hurley's telling me the truth sometimes. I mean that I sometimes wonder if he might have hidden my manuscript somewhere. Somewhere I don't know. Even though it's wrong of me to doubt him.
Grown-ups are the worst.
Oh, Jeannie, that was so sweet of you.
Alright. I'll tell you why you did it. Just stop looking at me like that, Iris. Reason for breaking in. And were it because of Iris? That's not why you did it. I just wanted to know the truth, that's all.
You wanted to know Mrs. Schultz was being honest? If you really deposited the manuscript of Winniebanks?
That's like I told you that night before. I never had a father. But Iris is a lot ain't like mine. She's got her dad, only she can't see him. Yeah, you reckon that's gonna be it's gonna be harder? That's why she writes her stories. They're about her dad, really. That's what it sounded like to me anyway. Last night when I was listening to what you're saying.
Stories about Daddy?
Oh boy. You mean they're not the adventures of a great detective? So much as the adventures of a great detective and his trusty partner? Well, that's how you see it, yeah?
Oh boy. You're so thoughtful and so kind, Ginny. Yes, and we never thought any differently, did we?
Look, get out of rest, will ya? I hate all this chummy nonsense you hear. I hate it. I don't trust no one, right? That's how it works. Because if you don't trust no one, no one can let you down. So leave me alone. Go on, Scarper. How about no? Don't tear it up, man. I hadn't noticed until now, but it's unmistakable. Right there on both sleeves of that overcoat. That's blood. There's some very suspicious red stains. Yep, that's perfect. You see, it's brown. I mentioned in the previous episode, if the game was a little bit realistic, blood, after a while, turns brown. It doesn't keep staying red. It turns brown. What? Why are you looking at me like that? I think it might be worth presenting some of our other findings in the area to Gina now. Blood. This one? Do you see this pawnbroker's ticket, Gina? It's the one you took to Winniebanks, isn't it? The one for that black overcoat that you're wearing now. Huh? What? That? I don't know. They all look the same to me, those tickets. Surely not. Well, this one has a very obvious mark on it. That would appear to be blood. Yeah? Does that ring any bells? I don't know. It all looks the same to me, but they all sound the same to me, these answers. Suspicious. Blood sample, I guess? Those stains on the sleeves of your new coat, Gina. They're blood, aren't they? Not that I know whose blood yet. What?
Blood, Mr. Naruto.
You don't appear to have any obvious wounds yourself, though. So could it be blood that spattered from Mr. Winniebank when he got shot last night?
Let's not beat around the bush. Let's not beat around the bush here. This trusty friend of mine will get results much faster than anything else.
Yeah? Take it easy, Iris.
Don't move, Ginny.
I'm gonna shoot. Purple. Damn, she's spattered with it. Oh. Oh my. What the? Forget the sleeves. The whole coat is covered in blood. Of course. The black color of the fabric is masking the stains. That's why we haven't seen them until now.
And the blood has reacted to chemical to turn purple color, which matches one of the samples you've already collected perfectly.
Yes, now let's see. Who had the purple blood?
Aha! Yes, it was the brickmaker, Mr. Mason, victim of the murder case 2 months ago.
I knew it. What are you all on about? A victim? What do you mean?
It's a rather uncomfortable situation, Mr. Naruto, but I think this makes things quite clear. It means the omnibus case is finally solved. The truth about who really murdered the brickmaker, Mr. Mason, is revealed.
Oi, would someone explain what's going on? Stop telling half a story. Okay, that doesn't explain Gina's situation though. You can see now that the victim's blood is all over Miss McGill's overcoat.
But in a trial 2 months ago, the defendant said that this in his testimony.
Now I ask is what good-hearted soul wouldn't rush to help a fella bleeding from his stomach? I wasn't about to start worrying about me gloves now, was I? I reached out to give the man a hand. But if you look at this overcoat now, it's clear. These stains could have arisen from Mr. McGilda trying to pull the victim to his feet.
No, that was what had really happened. The blood wouldn't have splashed all over the front of the coat.
The only explanation for this pattern of blood is that it splattered over McGillet's coat when he stabbed the victim in the stomach. I've tried to run from the truth for long enough, but there's no escaping it now. The true culprit in that case, Mr. Mason's killer, is Magnus McGilded. Well, we already figured that out. Just solidifies it, I guess.
Mr. Naruto,
That horrible case is solved at last, and I helped the man walk free from that trial. I used all that twisted testimony and all that sham evidence to prove his innocence. How could I have let that happen?
Bruno, did you believe him though? Did you believe Mr. McGill is innocent?
I think in the beginning, yeah, I believed, or rather, I think I was trying to believe. Wanted to, because believing in those you represent in court is a defense lawyer's greatest weapon.
A weapon?
Alright, you know what, I think we'll leave this episode here. Well, we kind of already figured that that case was shady and he actually did it. What I don't understand, again, is like, if he was rich enough, why didn't he just like hire someone to do it for him? Why did he have to do it himself, you know? Unless it was something very personal to him. So we'll see what happens in the next episode. Most definitely, Gina will let us represent her because that's the point of the game, right? But in terms of who did it, I'm assuming it's Benedict, but there were two people there, so I'm not sure who the second one is, but we'll find out. So if you like what you see and you like what you hear, be sure to like, subscribe, and get that bell on so you stay up to date on all my latest videos. As always, be safe, take care, and I'll see you when I see you. Peace!